I don't think a team has ever been requested to be rebuilt more in the past year and a half than Preston North End. In the 1888-89 season, the Lily Whites won both the inaugural league championship and the FA Cup, the latter without conceding a goal. They were the first team to achieve the double in English football, and as they were unbeaten in all matches, they are remembered as the Invincibles. From their foundation in 1880 until 1961, Preston were a staple of the English top flight. However, since relegation in the 1960-61 season, they have never returned to the top flight. Today, not only are we going to get them back to the top flight, we are going to take them a step further. Champions of Europe. It is time, finally, to rebuild Preston North End. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome to perhaps the most highly requested rebuild in rebuild history. I have no idea why so many of you want me to rebuild Preston North End, but I am going to do it. If you are all stoked that I've finally gotten around to rebuilding Preston North End, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also make sure if you are new around here that you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. For those of you who have not seen a rebuilding challenge video yet, here are the rules. So the main objective of this is to take a team to the Champions League final. We will be simulating every single game up until the Champions League final, which we will play ourselves. We can make whatever transfers we like. Realistic, unrealistic, it does not matter. There's a big focus on the transfer window, only showing players that we sign. And finally, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. Let's get into the rebuild. So this is the starting 11 we are going to be starting off with. I mean, we've got a few decent players in this squad. And one thing I noticed about this squad for the most part is that the players are mostly young with room to improve. So my first point of improvement is going to be going for a new centre back. Clark is 30 years of age, so it makes sense. Then I might go for another right mid because this bloke here really doesn't have that much room to grow. But overall, it's a pretty decent side. Push for promotion maybe this season, maybe next, but we'll see what we can do on the transfer market. So our first signing as Preston North End manager is going to be for John Suter. We sign him for £2.9 million from Hearts. So two player departures here as we sell Paul Gallagher to Aston Villa for £670,000 and Paul Huntington to Basel for £1.25 million. And Diego Lanes is going to be another signing for us. His value's gone up real quick. When we signed him, he was valued at £2.6 million, but we're signing for $2.7 million. The 18-year-old Mexican comes across from Club America. Two players in, two players out. Suter and Lanes coming to the club, Huntington and Gallagher out. This is what our starting 11 looks like. Obviously trying to lay the foundations for a little bit of growth, but we'll check in and see how the hunt for promotion is going halfway through the first season. So here we are on the 1st of January and we are just in the playoff zone. I think we want to push for promotion, but I'm not overly committed to going for promotion this season. Obviously I'd love to get promoted, but not the biggest goal in the world. I want to build foundations. Middlesbrough though, fair play to them. They are absolutely killing it. Them and Stoke City are first and second, very close in the promotion playoff zones, and then a lot of competition. We could easily be mid-table in a few matches at time. Blackburn, Bolton and Rotherham all struggling big time, but we want to try getting playoff football. We're going to see what we can do in the second half of the season. So Andy Boyle will be leaving at the end of the season. He is off to Kasimpasa on a pre-contract deal at the end of season 1. So yeah, after our two big marquee signings in the summer and then having to sign a bunch of players to make sure they didn't leave on a free like Boyle, I haven't been able to do any business financially in this window, but hopefully this side is decent enough to give us a push for promotion. We've been quite unlucky with injuries, but we'll see what we can do in season 1 with Preston North End. So yeah, we had a very bad second half of the season and we went from being in 6th position to 14th position. So yeah, all that talk I had of potentially making the playoffs out the window. We were, 13 points out of the playoff zone. Middlesbrough and Stoke remain in the top 2 and will be playing in the Premier League again next season. Swansea, West Brom, Villa and Wigan all fighting it out for that last spot. We finish very mediocre mid-table spot, and Blackburn, Rotherham and Bolton are all relegated. Watford won the FA Cup, Wolves won the Carabao Cup, Aston Villa avenged their playoff final loss to Fulham last year and went one step better, beating Wigan to get to the Premier League again. Barcelona won the Champions League, and AC Milan won a Milan derby in the Europa League. So yeah, a bit of an up and down opening season with Preston North End, but we keep on keeping on and we move on in to season number 2 with the Lily Whites. We begin season 2 signing a new goalkeeper. It is going to be Joel Pereira. He's someone that I've seen a lot of people leave comments saying that I look like him. I mean, maybe I would look like him if I stopped eating so much fast food, but that's a story for another day. But anyways, we've brought him in from Manchester United, £4.2 million. I'm pretty happy with that. Welcome to Preston North End, Joel Pereira. 2 player departures here. We have sold Declan Rudd to Atlanta United for £1.7 million, and then we've sold Tommy Spur to Shanghai for £270,000. So just Pereira into the club for this window, Spur and Rudd out of it. We're going to be hopefully able to sign somebody new in January, but I want to suss out how the season is going first. So, I don't know, are we going to struggle like last season, or will it be a promotion season? So again, on the 1st of January, we find ourselves in the hunt for playoff football, in the hunt for promotion. We're sitting in 5th, 42 points, not bad. Definitely want to make sure we have a better second half of the season and get that top 6 finish. But Brighton and Bournemouth currently top of the league. We're in a good position. I mean, what's that? Probably 9th, 8th and 7th are the only ones that can catch us in terms of the promotion zone in the short term. But I'm not going to look into it too much. Who's in the drop zone? Sheffield United, Scunthorpe and QPR. Get in there, fellas. We have pushed our budget to the goddamn limits. We have brought in Kevin Dix for £8.25 million, plus Fisher, our former right back. Maybe we overpaid, but honestly, I am happy we've taken this squad up another level and we've brought in a new right back. So welcome to Preston North End, Kevin Dix. So Dix in, Fisher out. I'm happy with the business we have done there, upgrading that right back spot a little bit. But is it going to be enough to get us promoted to the English Premier League? We're about to find out. Alright, so we have had a pretty good second half of the season. We're sitting in 4th. We finished 5 points off automatic promotion. Brighton and Bournemouth straight back up to the Premier League, but now it is between ourselves, Derby, Swansea and Norwich to fight it out to get to the Premier League in Season 3. And then as we go down the Championship table, Sheffield United, QPR and Scunthorpe United all relegated to League 1. Liverpool did win the FA Cup on penalties against Manchester United. Leicester City won the Carabao Cup 2-1 over Everton. We won the promotion playoff final. Get in there. We're off to the Premier League in season number 3. We played Swansea in the semi-finals. We beat them 4-2 on aggregate, and then we beat Norwich 1-0 in the Championship playoff final. Get in there, lads. Premier League football with Preston North End in Season 3. It's going to be quite tough to stay up, but we'll see what we can do. Manchester City, they win the Champions League, and Olympic Lyon take down Sporting to win the Europa League. We had to do it the hard way, but we have broken Preston North End's Premier League drought. Premier League football in season number 3. Let's hope we don't go back down. Let's hope we get the financial support, but let's get into it. So we're going to start this season off with a centre-back signing. We've brought a centre-back in from my home nation of Australia. It is Miloš Denjak. He's signing from New York Red Bull for £7.1 million. And a massive piece of transfer business here as we bring in James Maddison from Leicester City, £26.5 million for the young English attacking midfielder. Our first player departure of the season here as Lewis Moult is off to Cardiff City. He signs there for the Bluebirds for £2.8 million. And another player departure here as Billy Bowden is off to the Turkish leagues, off to Trabzonspor for £1.8 million. We're clearing out the Deadwood lads. Ben Pringle off to Mattersburg for £220,000. And Tom Clark off to Kazim Pazar, no idea where that is, but he's there for £890,000. So a busy window here. Denjak and Maddison into the club. Moult, Bowden, Clark and Pringle out of it. I just noticed Matty Ryan's gone back to Valencia from Brighton, but this squad, I don't know if it's going to be enough for us to survive in the Premier League. It's going to be a real tough season. Let's see how the hunt for survival is coming along halfway through the season. So we are nowhere near safe at the halfway point of the season, but we aren't in the drop zone, which is good to see. We're 2 points ahead of Brighton, who are in 18th. We sit in 15th on 19 points. Definitely not the best spot that we want to be in, but my main goal for this season is survival. So if we end the season here, I'll be quite happy. Crystal Palace having a tough start of the season, but at the other end of things, Spurs, Everton, Wolves, Liverpool, Newcastle for once, these sort of teams are doing quite well. I'm definitely trying to keep the amount of pre-contract signings I do at a minimum, but we're going to do one now, and it is going to be a big one for next season. Andrea Bellotti joining us in Season 4 at Preston North End. Here's to hoping we're playing him in the Premier League and not in the Championship. So just the signing of Bellotti for this window, still a damn good signing. I wish we had him for this season. I'd be feeling a lot more confident for survival. But speaking of survival, let's see if we can achieve it. Let's see how Season 3 with Preston ends. Get in there, lads. We survive relegation. We finish 5 points clear, which is actually quite good to see. I knew it was going to be tough this season. Our squad was pretty average in terms of Premier League standards, but hopefully next season with Bellotti coming in and hopefully a couple more decent additions to the squad, we can get over that hump and really start to make some solid progress in the Premier League. But we finished 5 points clear. Burnley, Stoke and Brighton all relegated. Liverpool, they win the Premier League title, so they've finally done that. I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans still hopeful about what can happen this season, but they win the Premier League. Manchester United do win the FA Cup. Manchester United also win the Carabao Cup. Juve win the Champions League. And Napoli win an all-Italian Europa League final. So our main goal for this season was survival. We have achieved just that. Let's take things into Season 4 now and see if we can take them up another level. Season 4 begins with a player departure. Daniel Johnson off to a racing club in, I believe, Argentina. But the Jamaican centre midfielder is off there for just over £3 million. We have signed a left midfielder. No idea why our kit has championship branding, but regardless, we have signed Alphonso Davies to the club. £23.5 million for the young Canadian left midfielder. He went to Vitória in the Brazilian league, but in real life he should be playing for Bayern Munich unless he left there, but regardless, he is now a Preston North End player. So definitely not as busy as our other windows, but we bring in Alphonso Davies and we sell Johnson. Of course, Bellotti joining the side as well. So we're starting to slowly get together, put things into place. Let's see how we are going at the halfway point of the season. Whoa! This is not where I expected to be halfway through the season. With the team we have, we are in a title challenge. We sit in 3rd position on 36 points, only 3 points off first place Wolves. That's kinda mad. I mean, if we managed to qualify for the Champions League this season, I would be over the bloody moon, but it's gonna be tough. We've got a lot of competition all the way down to 10th place Liverpool, but I'm feeling very confident that we will not be in the relegation battle again, which is definitely a sigh of relief. Financially, we did not really have too much room to work. We had to go out and pick up someone. Well, I wanted to go out and pick someone. We've stretched our budget to the limits, however, and brought in Enzo Ladice from Dijon in the French League. 74 rated centre midfielder, someone that we're going to grow up over the rebuild. But welcome to Preston. So just the one signing of Ladice, it obviously doesn't stack up to Everton bringing in Christian Pulisic from Bayer Leverkusen. He must have gone there from Dortmund, but yeah, I'm happy with the signing of Ladice. I'm happy with the side we have so far. Will we be able to qualify for top 4 football in season 5, however? That's the big question. Yeah, we absolutely crumbled in that second half of the season, finishing season 4 on 56 points. Definitely not what we were after, considering we were sitting in 3rd place halfway through the season. Wolves have choked as well. They miss out on top 4 completely. The top 4 looks completely different, to be honest. Man City winning the league by 8 points. And then as we go down the other end of the table, Fulham, I hope that doesn't happen in real life this season, but Fulham, Southampton and Reading all relegated. Tottenham did win the FA Cup. Man United win the Carabao Cup. Man United also win the Champions League, so they've had a good season. And Manchester City, they win the Europa League, so both Manchester clubs bringing home continental trophies. Although I'm sure we all know which one we would rather win. We're making progress, lads. We're getting there slowly but surely. Not even slowly. We went from being close to relegation to a mid-table side. Hopefully next season with another signing or two, we can get Champions League football. I'm just trying to make big signings every season to grow the squad continuously. So we are going to open this season with a massive signing. We have brought in Nadim Amiri from Hoffenheim. He had a release clause of £24.7 million, which we have made the most of. Welcome to Preston North End, Amiri. And we have sold Alan Brown to Huddersfield for £10.3 million. And we've picked up a new left back as we bring in Gianluca Ita from Manchester City. The German left back signs for £12 million. 2 big German players into the club for this window in Amiri and Ita, and then Brown leaving the club. But again, it's just slowly and surely adding the pieces that can turn us into a world-class side. We'll see how we're going in terms of our push for top 4 football. Can we be in a similar position where we were halfway through last season? Well, we're going to go find out. Wow, well, here we are halfway through the season and we're sitting dead on mid-table. We sit in 10th position on 25 points. I definitely thought we would be higher, but we're 10 points out of the top 4. Huddersfield in 5th, Liverpool in 4th, Everton currently 8 points clear at the top of the table. This is not what we wanted. We wanted to push for top 4 this season, and right now we aren't even close. It's going to take a massive effort in the back end of the season to get top 4. So after spending so much money in the opening window, we weren't able to do any business in January. I feel like that's a common thing that happens. I just splurge in the opening window and are left with absolute scraps in January. But will this squad be able to get us out of the mid-table spots and into the top 4? I sure do hope so. I'm strongly considering selling Belotti next season whilst he's still worth something, so I can get money back and upgrade further at that position. But we'll see what we do next season. Let's just worry about this one. Well, that ain't it, is it? That is a bad season. We finish 12 points out of the top 5, nowhere near the top 4. Everton are your Champions League winners, but we finish all the way in 9th position. That is not good at all. I really thought we were going to make Champions League next season, but not to be. I think we need to work on our defense a little bit more. Hopefully we don't get sacked, but Brighton, Bournemouth and Stoke City are all going to be relegated. Liverpool did win the FA Cup against Brighton. Tottenham won the Carabao Cup against Man United on penalties. Atletico Madrid won a Madrid derby in the Champions League final. And Chelsea won an all-English Europa League final. So this season was beyond disappointing. We don't get sacked, which is good. We're on a 41 manager rating, so we're going to have to start off strong next season. But yeah, we're facing a lot of adversity in this rebuild. It's proven to be tough. Let's see what we can do next season. So we begin this season with a defensive signing. We have brought in Abdul Diallo for £31 million from PSV Eindhoven. A great pickup there, 86 rated. Very excited to shore up our back line a little bit more. And we have sold Josh Earl to Crystal Palace for £10.4 million. A quality midfielder signing. I'm not sure what's happening with his head there. Why has he got a rainbow head? Oh yay. But it's going to be Marc Roca, the Spaniard, 85 rated. Espanyol, I mean, what's it with all these clubs and having terrible release clauses for players? £23 million for a £35 million valued player. Welcome to Preston North End, Marc Roca. So two big time signings for the squad. Diallo and Roca into the club. Our backup left back Earl out of the club. And I mean, this side starting to come together. Goalkeeper, right centre back and right back, the main points of focus for the near future. But let's see if we can finally crack that top 4 this season. I'll check in with you on the 1st of January. What in the world is going on in this rebuild? I swear this is one of the most frustrating rebuilds and one of the most difficult rebuilds I have ever had. We're halfway through the season and we're sitting in 13th position. Are we close? Yeah, we're not even close to the top 4. We're 14 points off 4th placed West Ham and only 5 points ahead of 18th place Southampton. What in the friggin' world is happening with this squad? I have no idea. And I'm not going to be able to spend any money in January as well, unless I sell any players off, which I don't really want to. Honestly, this rebuild, it's all about the journey, but this journey is being tough. So yeah, like I said, we really had no finances to work with. Here's to hoping for two things. The main one, we don't get relegated, and the second one, we don't get sacked. I mean, both of those are of high priority. If we get sacked with this good a team though, I would be absolutely shocked. We've got what? How many 86? We've got 3 86, 2 85 rated players, and 1 84. Come on, we've got to be doing better than mid-table. What in the actual world has happened? After a shocking start to the season, we almost rescued the season. We got all the way up to 7th, but we're only 5 points off of the top 4. This just proves that we need to be switched on for the entirety of the season and not just the second half of it. Hopefully next season we can carry on with this momentum and finally get into the top 4, but finally a little bit of positive signs. Spurs do win another Premier League title. It was, Man United, Spurs and Everton all tied on 80 points, but Spurs win on goal differential. And then at the other end of things, Leeds, Southampton and Reading are all relegated. Burnley beat Leeds to win the FA Cup. Everton beat Newcastle to win the Carabao Cup. Juventus won the Champions League final. And Inter Milan, they beat Spurs to win the Europa League. We managed to rescue our season somewhat in the second half of it. Still very disappointing. This has proven to be one of the most difficult rebuilds yet to make progress. Let's see if we can make that progress in the next season. Season number 7, I believe it will be, with Preston North End. So we begin season 7 with a player departure. Sean Maguire finally departing the club. He is off to Cagliari for £9.4 million. Thanks for your service on getting us up to the Premier League, Sean Maguire. And our favourite son, Milos Denjak, the Australian, is departing the club. He is off to VfL Wolfsburg. We managed to get £13 million for the Australian centre-back. We said we wanted to upgrade at the centre-back spot. What is going on with the bloke in the background? But we said we wanted to upgrade at the centre-back spot, and we have done that again. Benjamin Pavard, the World Cup wonder goal scorer, is going to sign for us here. £37.8 million from Everton. A massive signing here. We have brought in Lautaro Martinez from Everton. The Argentine comes in for, it says 49 million over there, but that's because I did a swap. So I did Martinez for Belotti, a straight swap, and then I paid £4 million on top of it. So realistically, we paid £4 million plus Belotti, but I am still happy with that. It's a young, new striker. Welcome to Preston North End, Lautaro Martinez. So a real busy window here. Pavard and Martinez add a little bit of solidarity to our side. We sell Belotti, Maguire and Denyak. So this is what the side's looking like. Goalkeeper and right back. Those are the two positions we need to improve. It's just slowly ticking these things off, but we need to get Champions League football. We need that experience. Let's go halfway through the season and see if we get there. Okay, so we're sitting 7th halfway through the season, well, on the 1st of January, and that's obviously where we finished last season, but the good thing is we're only 1 point out of the top 4, 2 points away from Man City. It looks like Spurs and United have kind of broken away from the pack, and it's really a battle for us whether we can get 3rd or 4th, but anything out of the top 4 is going to be real disappointing. Been a while since we made a pre-contract signing, but we're going to make one now. Maybe a little bit of an underwhelming one, but it's going to be in the right back position. It's going to be for Davide Calabria, 88 rated. Welcome in season 9? Season 8? Let me look. In season 8. When you record for a long time like I do, all the seasons start to blend together and feel like the same one. But welcome next season to Preston North End, Davide Calabria. So just the pickup of Calabria on a free transfer for next season. Hopefully we have Calabria playing in the Champions League next season, because I don't know if I can deal getting to the 8th season and with the squad we have and the squad we will have and not having Champions League football to play. But let's get to the end of this season and see and find out our fate, really. For fuck's sake, lads, we've done it again. 7th place, 62 points, 10 points out of the top 4. What is going on? I think I'm just going to go all in next season. Try to bring in a new goalkeeper, because the simulations on FIFA seems to be so goalkeeper heavy. Like, we've got a mad squad, but we've only got an 82 rated goalkeeper. I feel like we need to go out there and get an 86, 87 plus rated goalkeeper, and that might fix all of our problems, but this is goddamn annoying. Spurs do win the Premier League. We finish in 7th ahead of Chelsea and Arsenal, and it's going to be Nottingham Forest, Burnley and Bournemouth all relegated. We lost the FA Cup final on penalties to Chelsea. We could have got our first piece of silverware besides the playoff final, but we couldn't. That would have got us Europa League qualification as well. Spurs do go ahead and win the domestic double, winning the Carabao Cup along with the Premier League. Barcelona beat PSG to win the Champions League, and Sassuolo take down Sevilla to win the Europa League. Again, we just can't break the top 4. I feel like once we get into the top 4, once we get that Champions League football, it's going to be full steam ahead. But I know I am dedicating the start of next season to bringing in a top quality goalkeeper. Let's see if we can do that, and let's see if we can get finally into the Champions League next season. I said to you all that my main goal to start off this season was to bring in a new goalkeeper, and we have done just that, signing Andrei Lunin, the Ukrainian goalkeeper, 88 rated. We've brought him in from Inter Milan for £43 million. And a somewhat controversial piece of business, we have sold our left back Gianluca Ita to Chelsea, £35.3 million, but our squad is at a point where we can really be competing for Champions League glory, so I want to go ahead and spend big money on a big name left back. So we've sold the German to Chelsea. And there it is, we've got ourselves a new left back it is going to be the Scotsman Kieran Tierney, valued at £31 million, 86 rated. We have signed him from Manchester United for £38.4 million. And we have sold Callum Robinson to Palermo in the Italian leagues for £8 million. So a very big window, 4 big deals done. Lunan and Tierney into the club, Ita and Robinson out of it. I mean, if we were in the Champions League this season, I would definitely consider ourselves definitely contenders, but if we don't make the Champions League this season, I'll be quite concerned. Let's check in halfway through. I swear Preston must be actually cursed, must be allergic from getting top 4, because halfway through the season, we're only in 7th position. Now, granted, we're not too far out of the top 4. In a game's time, we could be in the top 4 if results went our way. But still, I wanted to be up there. I wanted to be competing for the title this season. So, definitely not what I want to see, seeing us in 7th, but hopefully we crack on and make top 4 at the end of the season. Right now, Man City and Liverpool in the title race, Newcastle not too far off. And then Watford, Palace, and especially Leeds, they're all struggling big time. And again, our big summer spending spree leaves us unable to afford anybody. If this squad doesn't get top 4, then oh my, I will be surprised. We need top 4. I want to play Champions League football, for God's sakes. This rebuild is becoming annoying now. Well, it's about goddamn time, lads. We finish in 4th position. And we're going to be playing, I believe, Champions League football finally in season number 9 with Preston. Liverpool narrowly win the Premier League title over Man City and Spurs, but all I'm happy about is that we are in that top 4. As we scroll down the table, yep, Leeds did get relegated along with Crystal Palace and Brighton. Chelsea did win the FA Cup against Man City on penalties. Does that mean we won't be playing Champions League now because they'll take our spot? Or is that only Europa League? I always forget that thing. Manchester City win the Carabao Cup ahead of Everton. Barcelona win yet another Champions League final. And AC Milan take down Liverpool. It's a replay of that night in Istanbul, but this time it is AC Milan coming out tops. So there it is. That's the end of the season. Finally making it into the top 4. Will season number 9 with Preston North End be one where we go deep in the Champions League? We're about to find out. Oh yes, what a massive signing this is. Welcome to Preston North End, Dele Alli. Now, I have given us not too much time to work with him, and I think that signals my intent because Dele Alli is 30 right now, so if we don't win it this season, I'm probably going to sell him on next season, dependent on how much he declines, but my mentality right now is to go for the Champions League in this 9th season. But anyways, we spent £85 million on the former Tottenham player. Welcome to Preston North End. And a player departure here as Joshua Harrop has made the move to Watford for £7.7 million. And we have sold Ben Pearson to Bayern Munich for £12.1 million. And we have upgraded once again, fellas. A new right midfielder coming into the club. It is Jan Karamo, 87 rated. The Frenchman is a huge pickup, signing from Borussia Mönchengladbach for £55.9 million. I know I've thrown around this term a lot in the rebuild, but this was a massive rebuild. We've taken this side, or a massive window, we've taken this Preston side to the next level. I'm interested to check out our Champions League group and see what we're coming up against, but let's get into that now. So we're in Group F of the Champions League, our first ever group, and we come up against one of the biggest club sides in the world in Juventus. We also have Club Brugge and Spartak Moscow, so I'm feeling confident that we can get past at least Club Brugge and Spartak Moscow. Not sure what Juve's side is looking like, but hopefully we get to the knockout rounds. Let's see how that goes. I'll see you at the end of the group stages. Okay, so we have done exactly what I expected. We finished behind Juventus, but we finished ahead of Spartak and Bruges to go through to the round of 16 of the Champions League. And who are we facing? We are facing goddamn Bayern Munich. So we're really going to get to see what we're made of in the round of 16. A lot of other teams I would rather get matched up against, but it is what it is. We'll see how we go when we get to it. And of course, our goal for the Premier League needs to be top 4 again. Now, we're sitting in 6th position at the moment, but that's not the end of the world. One win and results going our way, and we could be as high as 2nd. So we need to make sure we come home strong in the second half of the season to make sure that if we don't win the Champions League this season, which is now a real big possibility after being drawn up against Bayern Munich, that we have a good crack at it next season and make sure we're in the top 4. You guys know the drill by now. If we have a big summer, we generally don't spend in January, but let's go and face Bayern Munich and see how this 9th season turns out. So our defense is looking quite weak. Diallo, Calabria, and Lunin. Oh, Lunen's back. Okay, that's all right. But Diallo and Calabria are both out for this first leg, the home leg. Come on, I don't like having the home leg first either. You got a good side here. Fructal would be quality at the moment. Kimmich would be class. But Dele Alli puts us in the lead. They get an away goal, though, through Maya, which is not what we were after. Tierney puts us back in front. We don't want them to score 2 away goals, though. 20 minutes to go. A third goal for us would be absolutely awesome. Is it going to stay 2-1? It is 2-1 heading into the away leg. So Calabria is back for the away leg, but Diallo is not. We have a 2-1 lead, which surprised me, but anything could happen in this second leg. An away goal for us would be massive. Perez gets an injury for them. An away goal is what we want. Dele Alli stepping up big. Oh no, Calabria gets... Oh shit, Dele Alli got another goal. Oh my god, I did not see him getting another goal, but we got a red card, a straight red to Calabria. Oh, what is happening here? So right now, we are 4-2 up. Bayern Munich, it's not looking good for them. Davies, what in the world have I witnessed? We've actually just killed Bayern Munich. 5-2 on aggregate. Oh my. So we took down Bayern Munich, and our job does not get any easier because we've been matched up with Real Bloody Madrid in the quarterfinals. So we got past Bayern Munich easier than I thought, but Real Madrid, they're generally, yeah, they are like the best team in FIFA career mode in a long-term save, so this will be interesting. All right, the home leg first again. Diallo's still out, Calabria out, so it's basically the exact same scenario we had in the first leg against Bayern Munich. They've bought a lot of good players here, Real Madrid. Courtois still there. Delite's come in. De Jong's come in. Barea, Fernandez. Erdegaard is now in the starting 11. Arp is there, who's an absolute beast. Zidane on the bench. Kasper Dolberg. This ain't fair, lads. They got such a good side. Still 0-0 though. 15 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go now. 5 minutes. We get a goal. Oh my god. So I was getting ready, mentally I was getting ready to say, I'm happy that it's a 0-0 draw. I'm happy that they haven't scored any away goals, but we've only gone ahead and got to play goal ourselves. And Mencha off the bench, we're 1-0 up against Real Madrid. All right, the away leg now, lads. I'm getting straight into it. We're 1-0 up here. An away goal for us would be massive. We do have Diallo finally back from injury. Calabria back from suspension. It's a full strength starting 11. Come on, lads. Can Dele Alli step up? No, they get a goal, so it's all tied up. But if we score an away goal, it'd be game on. Come on, I'm hoping for the best. Half an hour to go. Dolberg on for Arp. 20 minutes to go. We had his extra time. No, Dolberg! Come on, let's get a goal in the last 5 minutes. No! We're out in the quarterfinals. No, we were so close. God damn it, lads. We just need to upgrade our squad a bit more next season. Thought this was going to be the season. Damn it. So it was disappointing to bow out of the Champions League, but fortunately we get another bite at the cherry next season as we finish in 3rd position. 72 points. That's all I really wanted for our Premier League season. Man City winning another title. Spurs in 2nd. Everton in 4th. Man United all the way down in 9th. And then it's going to be Bournemouth, Burnley, and Nottingham Forest relegated. Chelsea did win the FA Cup final, and they also won the Carabao Cup final, but we were eliminated in the final. We lost to them on bloody penalty. Would have been nice to get a Carabao Cup. Real Madrid did go on to win the Champions League final, which definitely fills me with a little bit of confidence. And AC Milan took down Newcastle to win the Europa League. So that is the end of the season. We need to make some changes next season. Need to spend that moolah that we're going to get very wisely and hopefully get the title. We're going to upgrade at the centre-back spot to kick off this season. It's going to be someone I've had a little bit of experience with in the past. It is going to be Dayot Upamecano, 88 rated now, 28 years of age. And in this 10th season, we have picked him up from AS Monaco for £61.5 million. And a new attacking midfielder signing. They eliminated us from the Champions League last season, so we're still one of their best players. It is going to be Phil Foden, who is arriving from Real Madrid. £81.7 million, a lot of money, but this guy is definitely worth it. Very excited to use the English superstar and see what he can do for us this season at Preston. So 2 massive transfers, 143 million spent. Upamecano and Foden in. Let's go check out our Champions League group. AC Milan, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Spartak Moscow. We're in Group A. Let's see how we go. So just like last season, we finish second in our group behind AC Milan. Interested to see who AC Milan had in their squad, but in the round of 16, it is going to be Atletico Madrid who we face. So again, a good side. Hopefully players like Griezmann have retired by now or are low rated by now. I'm sure Oblak's still going to be an absolute beast, but not an easy opponent at all. And I mean, this ain't good. We want to get top 4, you know the deal, but we currently sit in 7th position, 6 points out of the top 4, so a big second half of the season, definitely necessary. You guys all know the deal by now. No money spent in January, but I feel like, well, I hope really, that this squad is good enough to go deep in the Champions League, maybe even go the distance. Let's get on to Atletico Madrid in the round of 16. Alright, time for the home leg to kick things off. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of having the home leg first, but we'll see what we can do. Full strength starting 11, yellow card for Pavard. They've got Oblak in between the sticks, Atletico Madrid, Cutrone, Lamar, Sol, Gallardo, not sure who he is. Half an hour in though, no action as of yet. Martinez, the Argentine, puts us in front. Lautaro Martinez with a big goal there. We do not want to concede away goals though. That would be a big problem if we conceded an away goal. Moving into the last 10 minutes now. Is it going to? Yes, it is. It's a 1-0 advantage for us headed into the second leg. All right, it is time for the away leg. Come on. We need to score. If we score an away goal, then I'll be very happy. And that'll put us in a big position to go through, a solid position to go through. We get it for Caramo. Yes, mate. We're 2-0 up. That means Atletico Madrid need to score 3 goals because we have the away goal advantage. The longer we can leave it until they get a goal, because I'm pretty confident they will score, the better. They need 3 goals in half an hour. I'm feeling confident that we're going to go through to the quarterfinals here. Let's get no injuries. Let's get no suspensions. We're going to be going through. No, Tierney. Come on, mate. Ah, for fuck's sake, Tierney. He's going to be on the bench, or he's going to be suspended for the quarterfinals first leg. Far out, but we're through regardless. Borussia Dortmund now in the quarterfinals. Going to be interesting to see how we go. Of course, we do not have Kieran Tierney out. He is suspended. Upamecano has also been relegated to the bench because he was injured. He's only just come back and his fitness levels are absolute trash. But I'm interested to see how we go against Dortmund, who they've brought in, and if we can go one step further than we did last season. The away leg up first, which I am a big fan of. Come on, let's get a good start, lads. Slightly under strength. 10th season, they've brought in Bayer, they've brought in Mina, they've got Brereton up front, Sancho, Weigl. Come on. Half an hour into it. An away goal for us would go down quite nicely. Yerry Mina picking up a yellow card. Davies getting us a goal. Sancho equalising, but we do have an away goal, which is good to see. Another away goal would go down like an absolute treat right now. Final few minutes. We can't get another away goal, but we do have the advantage. 1-1 headed into the second leg. All right, Time for the home leg now. So we do have the away goals advantage. If we keep a clean sheet, we go through. But the best form of defense is attack. So I would love to score a goal here and extend our advantage a little bit. Come on, nearing halfway. I mean, a clean sheet would get us through, so I would not complain, but it's a little bit more on edge when we don't have an advantage by the goal. But if we hang on for another 20 minutes, another 10 minutes, please don't break my heart. Yes, it's the most boring stalemate of a game ever, but I do not care because we're going through to the Champions League semi-finals. Paris Saint-Germain. They are the club from the French capital that are holding us from either a meeting with AS Monaco or Real Madrid in the Champions League final for season 10 2028. Can we get past the club that I feel like is going to really go up another gear in the next few years? Interested to see if they have Mbappe, interested to see if Neymar's still around. Really interested to see what this is all about. Alright, so the home leg first. We've got a full strength starting 11. Who does PSG have? They've got Mbappe up front. They've got Neymar on the bench. They've got Fornals, Pablo Fornals in there. Adli, Koza, no idea who he is, but he gets them an away goal, which is not good. We're getting a bunch of yellow cards. Dele Alli and Martinez yellow carded, hopefully not suspended. Half an hour to go here. They bring on Sanabria. Come on, would love to score an equalising goal here. They've got a big advantage. Caramo does equalise, but PSG have a massive advantage with the away goal. We have to score, no questions asked in the second leg. Both Dele Alli and Lautaro Martinez are suspended for this game. A game where we need goals. This is not what we're after. Come on. We need to score early here. PSG have the advantage. They need to keep a clean sheet. I would imagine they've gone probably parked the bus. Ultra defensive right now. Nothing happening, which is not a good sign for us. Howard comes on, a bunch of substitutions. Sanabria gets him a goal, but we still need to score. Caramo equalises. The away goal advantage wiped off the floor. Are we headed to extra time? We are. What is going to happen? Caramo! Caramo's killed it in these past two legs. We are 3-2 up on aggregate, and we are Champions League final bound. Caramo, thank you for coming, mate. What a result. So, it will be Real Madrid going for their back-to-back Champions League. Of course, they eliminated us last season, so we're looking to get a little bit of personal revenge. But, more importantly, we are looking to win the Champions League final, finally, with Preston North End. It has been a long road, 10 seasons deep. Are we going to 11th, or will we end it all here? Taking a look at the other competitions before we get into the final, it is going to be, well, Liverpool. They did win the Europa League. Manchester City, they win another Premier League title, but we keep ourselves in Champions League contention for next season if we can't beat Real Madrid tonight. We finish in 4th position once again, 67 points. By the skin of our teeth, we got there. Then looking down at the table, Newcastle, Middlesbrough and Stoke all relegated. I swear Fulham were like 4th or 5th halfway through the season. What a bad second half. Manchester City did take down Liverpool to win the FA Cup final, and West Ham took down Wolves to win the Carabao Cup. So of course, you guys know what it is. It is time for the squad report before we get into the final. And I've got to say, if we don't win the Champions League final this season, we could really be in strife of not being able to win it for another 3 or 4 seasons, because our side is starting to get quite old. A lot of our players, I think this is actually one of the oldest squads I have ever had in a rebuild. A lot of our starting 11 into the 30s now. They could easily start dropping off. This is the best opportunity we will have of completing the rebuild. Can we do it now as we take on Real Madrid in the Champions League final? We're about to find out. Preston North End. Is this where it reaches the final conclusion in one of the toughest rebuilds to date? Let's find out. Here we go. We've got a counter-attack coming on here. Alphonso Davies up against Elite. He's got the pace. We see, is that Karamo? It is! Karamo diving header! I wanted to bring it down and hit it on the volley with his goddamn foot. Up is on the attack here. Oh, it's fallen luckily to Nico Berea. Thankfully, he goes straight to Lunan. Here we go. Now we're trying to hit him on the attack. What a ball. Please be onside. Phil Foden. Come on, Foden. There it is. 1-0 up. What a ball. What was the Real Madrid defense doing? They give him way too much space. Beautiful ball. Thought he might have been offside, but it does not matter because we get an early lead here against Real Madrid. Lovely ball from Lautaro Martinez. Courtois indecisive, stays on his line, and we slot that one home beautifully. 1-0 Preston North End. Fernandez. Oh, lovely step overs. We've overcommitted. That's a nice touch there. The shot. Good save, Lunan. Oh, ball. Here we go. Lautaro Martinez running through, looking for a support option. He's going to cut back. I see you, Dele Alli. Dele Alli. Oh, we should have made it 2-0 on a bloody plate. That's a nice ball through there. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, what a save, Lunan. We were left in two minds. Up, could have, and probably should have made it 1-1. This is going to be a great angle. The flick off the shoulder and over the top. What a save. Here we go. Come on. Beautiful ball. Foden again. Foden to get a brace. What a save from Thibaut Courtois. Foden could have had his brace there. We've got the corner though. Karamo on the corner. Going to put this one in here. It's going through. Dele Alli. Oh, there it is. I thought he hit it over. But Dele Alli has made it 2-0. He missed a great opportunity in the first half, but this time he capitalizes. And we have a massive 2-goal buffer against Real Madrid. Here we go. I see that run from you. Martinez, I think it is. No, it's Dele Alli. We're going to play it through. Flicks it over the head. Through to... Oh, please! What a goal! What a goal! Yes, Lautaro Martinez. That is surely going to win us the Champions League final. The flick through. The ball through. The finish. What a perfect goal that was. Look at that. The flick. Ah, that is beauty. That is FIFA at its finest. Yes. It's a corner here for Real Madrid. Erdegaard lining it up. They're trying to get a goal back here. It's going in. It's going to go up. Another big save from Lunan. What a game the Ukrainian is having. Real Madrid on the attack here. It's Erdegaard putting that one in there. Nicely done. It falls out. Ah, Lunan, man of the match. What a game he's having. Stops Vinicius Jr. there. And that's probably just about going to secure the result. Maybe there'd be a whisker of hope for them if he scores that. But Lunan, honestly, what a freak. There it is, lads. That is full time. We handle Real Madrid. Thankfully to Lunan, I think that would have been a lot closer if we had a different goalkeeper there. But the toughest rebuild we have done potentially ever has been completed. Preston North End, champions of Europe. Lads, if you enjoyed this really tough rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. Enjoy the title celebrations. It has been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.